Rusa and Bianca. I love to make stuff for people during the holidays. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to kind of show you the process and how it goes, because I think you'll be excited to see how it started and what it became. And so basically, so this will become the handle. So one of these will go to you. I believe this will be Bianca. I love these two. Although this looks really good now, these two just sparkle. So probably Rusa and Bianca. So we'll go here. We'll start here, and then I'll show you the process. I will do my best to not bore you. So I'm making you guys a pizza cutter. And so this will be the handle. We're going to shape it. And the cool part about this is the artsy side of it is you really get to shape the handle however you want it. So let's get started, and I'll kind of show you the beginning part and then the middle part, and I'll block out all the boring stuff because there's a ton of sanding that goes on. All right. Okay, here's the cool part. So, I should say one of the cool parts. I got to put this into the end, and I got to set it in about an inch and a half. So I want it to be flush, so where you can't see it. Hopefully you can see that better. That you can't see the metal part. So we got to find our center point of this. And basically, I have a cool little gadget. But basically, you just want to find corner to corner on all four sides. So corner to corner, corner to corner. And if you do that around all four sides, you'll find the center point. And this is where we want to drill, right in that center point. All right, so we're at the drill press. And we have our center point, right? We know we got to go down about an inch and a half, ballpark, inch and a half. So I got a 1/2 inch drill bit, and we're going to measure an inch and a half. And this is how I cheat, or not cheat, but I'm going to take a piece of tape. Should have been ready, but so I do about I complete about this year I'll do about 16 to 18 personal gifts. It's a very busy time for me. I'm double checking, making sure I'm at the right depth. It's a hard time to manage. I mean, it's not hard. I love it. I enjoy doing it, but every gift or every project is in a various stage, and sometimes you can't just paint something or pour epoxy on something and then finish it. You got to basically wait for it to dry. Some things require 24 hours or if not longer to cure, so then you're off to the next project. So it goes from being really organized and having a list so that you can kind of stay on track. All right, so we got to put some glue in this so that we hold this in, right? So we're going to use 2-part epoxy. So standard 2-part epoxy. We're going to mix it. We're going to use actually a skewer stick, but you don't want epoxy getting everywhere. So a little trick: take some painter tape. Anything you got to mix liquids or put glue on anything, you don't want it to get everywhere. You put your painter's tape down. I go through tons of gloves. Oh yeah, so here's the thing. I told you guys I make like 16 projects. That's not counting work. So I did something for the guys at work. Every guy on our team got a personalized gift. I'll shoot a picture. I'll put a picture in here. And then you guys, you two, are getting your personalized gift. So that's not counting those 14 gifts, I guess. So I guess maybe I'm at 30, but it's something I enjoy doing. It's something that I gotta make sure I have the energy, and that I'm not letting work get out of the way, out of hand either, you know, because I can sometimes be in my workshop till midnight and then have to get up and start my day like normal. But I can't complain, right? I really do enjoy this, and I enjoy the reactions when you guys look at something. And I guess the reason why I like to do this is because when you say, hey, I made you something, people are like, oh, thank you, that's so cool. Like, thank you, that's so nice. But you don't realize what actually went into making you something. Like, you know, it's a good hour and a half of your time for just one person. It's kind of cool. I think that's pretty special. So we're getting it on the edges and the side. And I think this hardens in like, your working time for your epoxy is not very long. So we're going to put some in the thread just a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'll let that sit. And let that sit. Allen wrench. We're going to make sure our threads get started correctly. Make sure it's straight. Oh, here's another thing too. Epoxy and cold don't do well. So if I push this too hard, this pocket, it's just plastic. It'll crack. If I crack it, I'll show it, but there it goes. All right, so I'm gonna go a little bit below flush. See, we did crack a little bit. So we're cool with that though. We can fix that. We can fix anything. I think the cool thing about like woodworking and crafting is that you gotta handle the good with the bad. Actually nothing goes like you think it will. Something's gonna break, something's gonna tear up, something's gonna chip off. So this is a project I'm working on. It's table trays. So I got some table trays I'm making. I'm gonna put a, this is not finished. Obviously I wouldn't be working on it if it was. Put a team logo, a NFL team logo here, and then a finish with the epoxy clear. All right, we're gonna let that epoxy kind of set, dry. While it's drying, I buy these, so these you can get from the store. I do pour a lot of my stuff, especially for my pens, but with so many projects going on, I just go ahead and buy these. So you'll obviously see the finished product. This kind of looks nothing like the finished product. I've just turned a lot of these that I know what it's going to look like. All right, we're going to flatten this edge off. All right, something we have to do is we want the end of our handle to match the roundness of this. So we want to find, so it's about 25 millimeters. So that's good. I'm going to lock these in 25, and we'll know what our goal is now. And this will kind of make sense. So we're just going to give us a rough estimate of what 25 millimeters would look like. So you see how we had a chip here? That's going to be covered if we do our job right. All this will kind of be round. But we also have another way of making sure we don't go beyond that. But so that's good. So the machine that I'm about to use is called a lathe. And when I first started, I had bought this old Sears and Roebuck, like 1970s model, from a garage sale, literally. And it's so dangerous. Like, you'll see how fast. I mean, I literally threw stuff when I first started. I literally would throw stuff across my garage. Like, it would shoot off because I didn't know what I was doing. And so I would put things in the lathe wrong, or I'd spin it at the wrong angle or the wrong speed. All that really does matter. So what we're doing is we're putting a guide in here. And so this guide is actually going to slide into the machine, and it's going to keep our part straight. And the cool part is it may not be completely straight like right now, but we're going to spin it straight. So we're not going to tighten this. You might see from the camera angle that that is not straight. So this is called the tailstock. So the tail has a really sharp point. And if you notice, I put a X on the end here, and that X also, finding the center point, will help me keep this thing straight. So we're going to lock it in. We're going to tighten. All right, we're going to keep it right there. I'm going to lock this in now. Man, that doesn't look straight at all, but we know that's straight and we know that's straight, so it will figure it out. Now this rest is called a tool rest, and this is for, I had a smaller part on earlier today I was working with. So we're going to put the larger tool rest. And this is what your tool sits on. And all this is very heavy stuff. So the idea is that if you have a good resting part and your tools are solid and your equipment's solid, no matter what knife you put on here, your equipment's going to win because it's sharp and it's in place. Now, it doesn't mean this part won't break or we won't do something wrong, but you'll see it's going to chip we're going to chip this pretty good. I want my tool rest about or just below the center line. So if I were to have a center line, I want my blade. We'll have several of these, but we're going to set our blade on this tool rest, and we're going to cut these corners off. Bianca, I could feel you judging my vacuum technique, my vacuum cleaning technique. I could just feel it. All right, on to sanding and then polishing. So sanding, so there's all these tiny little scrapes in here from the knife, and so we're going to drop our speed down. We're going to start at about 120 grit, and then we'll go up probably to 600 grit, maybe 800 grit. We sand at a lower speed, so we're going to drop it down to like 400 RPM because you want the sandpaper to grip into those and get all those tiny little. I want this to be like a mirror for you. When you look at it, you don't see any scratch marks. So I want this to be round, and you'll be able to see that hole, but if I do this right, it's okay, a little wobble is okay. So here's one of my favorite parts. I'm sharing this with you guys. This is like my favorite. It's kind of the magical part. This is what This is like your first tale of what your part is going to look like, or your piece is going to look like when it's polished and shined up. So this is basically denatured alcohol, but it gets all that dust off. But it kind of gives you a really quick peek of what it'll look like when it's going to be cleaned and polished, which is the next step. So we're getting all the dust off because when you go okay, here's our buffing wheel. So first wheel is a grit. Next one is shine, polish. And then your third one is actually carnauba wax. It's like in a car. So this kind of has a real gritty surface. I'm going to turn it on, put it at about 1200 RPM. Put some polish on the wheel. See it get orange, white. So kind of get all the fine scratches out. So this gets the rough scratches out, gets the fine scratches out. And then this puts a nice, just protect, kind of protect, whatever, it's wax. So what you're trying to do is heat this up so that it gets into the fibers of the wheel. You hold it on a little bit longer and you just let it kind of work its way in. Alright, let's do this. Trying to get the deeper scratches out. It's not going to be like pretty because this is a rough process, but as you get to the next wheel, it's when you start really seeing the shine. Oh, and this, if you don't hang on to this, it will shoot out of your hand. I like that gold. All right, see how we did? Let's see how we did. Not too bad. The perfectionist in me still, there's a hair of an edge, but Such a pretty piece. I love that purple on one side, gold on the other. Alright, so both of you will get, I bought some covers for you, so it'll cover your blade for you. You can put them in the dishwasher. You can take the handle off. You know, the handle breaks. Like if the kids drop it or whatever, it will break. It is epoxy. It's a plastic, obviously, but you know, it's a gift. I appreciate all you guys do. I got to make Bianca's now. So yeah, this is Rusa's. So with the there we go. The magic of editing. Let's see if I can edit this right. So snap. What the? No, that's not it. One more. Let me see. Oh, this is not good. This is not right. Maybe it's the gloves. Take the gloves off. Oh my God, that's a pin I made last night. How did that get in here? There we go. Thank God, Bianca. I was wondering if I missed it or lost it, but yeah, there you go, ladies. Hopefully you enjoy. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. I'm gonna try to get it down to like an 8-minute video, so you're not watching a bunch of the boring crap. But if for some reason you want the long version, let me know. I won't get rid of the stuff, but appreciate you for watching. Thank you guys. Let me know how you like it.